This is the day I've been waiting for, to be able to show you some of the pages that I have been working on. I had a little bit of a decoration on here, but that may not work. Let me first show you so far how thick it is. And my goal is not to make thick projects as the rest of the challenge continues. But I'm definitely going to be happy with whatever happens, because even the thick pages here are pages I just so enjoy looking through. So we'll see how it comes. And of course I'm going to have to definitely age up the book, because when you're working with all kinds of things, accidents happen. So we may have a little bit of this on this side, or just something there. We'll see what we'll do. I haven't figured out exactly what I want to do yet with this book. That's coming, and I haven't done anything with the inside pages yet, and so that will be also on the last video of this book. Hopefully I will be able to do this Christmas Day, and that will be a little gift for you. So that's my goal. And some of my presents are arriving after Christmas, so that might happen with you as well. But I am already several days behind, so we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Let me move these out of the way a little bit. Day one, you did see, because you watched, I have done 4 process videos, and I have 12 pages. So there are 8 pages that you haven't seen, except in a sneak peek from yesterday's video. So anybody who's watching, there is a new video up from yesterday. It's a process video, and kind of shows how I go through the process of taking a blank page and turning it into my journal page. So this was, of course, the little hedgehog, and all bundled up in his sweater, and looking at the moon through a mason jar that's left out in the garden. And then this one is day 2, and the prompts were, oh goodness, I'm going to have to remember what the prompts were. I should have gone over this before I started. Prompts on this were splatters and a playing card. So I used the playing card twice, and I did use the number 2 because it was day 2. So I have the 2 of spades and the 2 of clubs. And this was my little tag that I put in the pocket, which I made from the animal of the day, the giraffe. And it has room for me to write my December memories. So I was very happy with that. And this is the theme of the book, basically. I'm using this booklet, using it up. It's a kind of a pink and white that I'm antiquing. Day 3, the video you saw, I had opted out not to use sprinkles, but then I realized, of course we needed sprinkles on this. We needed snow. This is a snow scene. So, and this is our little penguin friend giving his friend the deer a Christmas gift. And this is day 3, and we're out in the wilderness, the Arctic wilderness, because we are in penguin country. And this also has a place to journal on. And this is probably one of the brightest pages in the book, but I really, really love it, and I want to do some more brighter pages. Oh, day 3, that was, the prompt was bright colors. Bright colors and a journaling card. So I combined my animal of the day, which was the penguin, with the journaling card, and these are the bright colors. So so that was day 3. And again, the first 3 pages, I have a process video where you can see how it started and how I turned that blank book page into this pretty page. Okay, day 4. Now the prompts here are recycled art in a coin envelope. So the background to this, all of this background is recycled because my son and I were making these stones that he leaves all over the country when he's traveling that has information about his Instagram page, Everybody Loves Stout. And so we were making the rocks, and it was all dripping over the rocks, and they were looking wonderful. And I saw all of it puddling in the bottom, and because we were using different colors on top of each other, and it was all puddling at the bottom, and it looked wonderful. So I threw some papers on top of it just to soak up the patterns, and I loved how they turned out. I wish I had done this with all of them, but I did it with this one, and it's perfect for this recycled art page. And the other prompt was to make a coin book, and it's a coin book which is you untie, and this is like a savings passbook. And what do I have in here? I have in a penny and some foreign money. I'm not even sure where the money has come from. My son's travel, and so one of them have brought this money back. I'm sure it's not worth anything. It's definitely not worth anything here. And then what I wanted to do was put in 4 pennies, which I haven't done yet. But I did put on here that the savings book is at a 4% interest, because that's what it was when I was younger and had a savings passbook. And I had 2 of these that were just exactly alike, but somewhere it absolutely disappeared after I made it. And I don't know what happened to it. It's one of those things where it just disappears into oblivion, and I thought, well, I will use this one for now because they do come up, and I'll switch it out when I find the other one that I made that exactly matches it. But it's been days and days, and I've cleaned my area, I've cleaned the floor, I've cleaned everywhere, and it has never surfaced. Someday it will surface, because it didn't just disappear into thin air, but it appears that it has. So anyway, that is my passbook and my coin. They call it a coin envelope, and I really liked it, and I put it down because we are doing Christmas. This is Christmas savings, and my book isn't really Christmassy, but I try to have a reference to Christmas every time. I did decorate this page with this tag, "Money comes like a turtle," because turtle is the animal of the day. Money comes like a turtle, but slow progress is still progress. So keep crawling. And so that was my nod to the turtle. And then this, I should have put this where when I flip up, I would see it would be right side up. But sometimes I just don't think that far ahead. And it looked great when I flipped it over, but then I decided to glue it in just to be a little bit different. And anyway, that's how it turned out. So this is day 4, and 4 is the number of the day, and turtle is the animal of the day. It's passbook and recycled art. So so that's day 4. And then this is day 5. Oh, I've been very anxious to do day 5 because day 5 is a number or sentiment, and it's tickets. So I made a ticket book, and my theme here is good times. I used to go to Pacific Ocean Park in Santa Monica because my grandparents lived in Venice, California, and we could walk to Pacific Ocean Park, and we always went there on vacation. But this is an earlier version of Pacific Ocean Park, and kind of my antique vintage theme here. And I made this ticket book, season tickets to the park. It's a $5 ticket book because this is day 5. And then event tickets is 1 per event. And so the goal is to make a ticket book where you tear out tickets like you would in a professional book. So I thought about how to do it, and then I figured out, and I'm going to tear this for you, and I want you to listen. It's tearing out. Yay! So I'm tearing out my tickets, and I'm going to tear out, am I going to tear out 2 tickets? I don't know if I want 2 tickets on here. Yes, I do. So I'm going to tear out 2 tickets just to show you how they tear out. And then I'm going to glue those tickets in. And so that was a lot of fun to make. And I was going to do a process video, but I have published in all of these videos, and I will today also, the people who have put this on, which is 49 Dragonflies and LUISE HEINZL. And so I have links to their channel, and you can look and see how they made the ticket book. And I just watched the video, and I made it, and I'm very happy with it. And there's my nod to Christmas. And of course my little Christmas decoration there. So that I'm very, very happy with, and I'm very proud that I made that. And it just, I was very excited because that was the first one that I made. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue in these tickets, because these are the used tickets, and I saved a space for one. And I think I'm going to put another one down here, just for balance. And normally you want to do things in 3s, but I think with the bee here, because the bee was the animal of the day, I think the bee and the 2 tickets kind of make a 3, and the color is right with the bee, with the ticket, and my sentiment is good times. So that was day 5, a sentiment and a ticket, using tickets and a sentiment. So that was day 5, and I'm really happy with day 5. Okay, day 6. The prompts was feathers and a bingo card. And I never use feathers when I'm doing my books. I'm not a big feather person. But I did, in a flower arrangement in my house, have this feather from a peacock. So that was very handy. That was very handy because it's somewhat exotic, and the animal of the day was the elephant. And another thing is, I do not like bingo cards. I don't like working with bingo cards. And I don't know why. And when I did my big clean out, I threw away all my bingo cards. I had a ton of bingo cards that I picked up at the bins. And so I was desperate, and I'm looking around, and I thought I'm going to have to print out a bingo card, but I didn't. I found one. And so I followed Louise's prompt, where she covered the numbers with these little squares. And I thought, oh, I love that. And then she proceeded to cover the whole thing, basically. You can just see peeks through of the bingo card. But I loved it so much, I wanted my bingo card to show. So I used a small elephant and some ephemera and that. And, you know, I loved how all the elements worked on this page. So we've got feathers and a bingo card and our animal of the day and number 6. And I was going to put number 6, I think I did put number 6 in one of the in one of those, and it didn't look right, just to have one number. So I put it down here as though it fell off. So that was my nod to the numbers on a bingo card. But I will tell you this, I don't like to use them in journaling, and I don't like to use them to make things with. They're all stiff and hard to work with, I think. But I do love to play bingo, and a lot of times I win. So I don't play bingo very often, and what I have been doing is I've been going with my granddaughter to what they call singo, and they play music, and in all the squares, instead of numbers, they have the names of songs. And if you recognize the song, you can listen, you can cover it. And at the end of the song, they tell you what it is. But somebody maybe would have called bingo by the end of the song. So it's always good to know the songs. And I've been having a lot of fun with singo this year. So that was a nice memory for me through this book. And that, well, I'll tell you about that as it comes a little bit later. Right now, actually, because day 7 is a day where you write down your memories. You do a card, a loaded card, and you write down your memories. Well, my book was getting so fat, I didn't want to make the card too loaded, but I did do this, my December, let me do it. Dephemerember. Dephemerember. I know. And there it is. 49 dragonflies and LUISE HEINZL. HEINZL. It might be HEINZL. And look, my little tiny eyes. I love my little eye stamp. So anyway, and then I wrote down some of my favorite memories from this year. So that fits right here into this pocket, and this is my loaded piece because it basically is supposed to go here because you load things on here. And this has memories for December. My tea advent calendar that my granddaughter gave me. It's a house, and you open it up, and it has drawers, and in each drawer is a little round cup. Oh, I might take it. Oh, I did do a video of it, so you can see that. Oh, I know where it is. It's actually, is it on Instagram? I think I did a reel on Instagram. I can't fit it in here because the reel is vertical, not horizontal. So, but anyway. My granddaughter gave me this advent with all these different teas, and every day I have a holiday teacup or mug, and a new kind of tea that has 2 servings in it. So my son is usually here in the evening, so we both have a cup of tea, or I have 2 cups of tea in every evening, and I just enjoy the day. And I'm usually catching up on some of these Advent videos that I'm enjoying. So anyway, so that's a nod to the December memory, and this goes on there, but now that I'm going to have to glue down just a little bit better because it's sliding in and out there. But I'm saving that for my prompts. So anyway, so this was December 7th, and instead of having a loaded card, even though that's my nod to the loaded card, I took things that I might put on a card and load it up with a lot of goodies, and I spread them over the page where I have the stamps and this and that. And then, being that it was day 7, oh, here's a J for my name. Being it was day 7, it's Pearl Harbor Day, so never forget Pearl Harbor. And so I put that on there, and then I also did a dangle. So isn't that pretty? And so I'm really happy with the little dangle. And so that was put in on day 7, and there's the tie for it. And I've had that dangle kicking around for a long time. Ooh, look at that. Oh, I'm just getting all kinds of good stuff on here. Splatters and things. I love the used look. So anyway, so that's my dangle for December 7th, pearls for Pearl Harbor Day. And I am just tickled to death with this page. And like I say, this slides in, and I will keep that, and that will help me to remember what every page represents. Okay, so page 8. Oh my gosh, what a fun, exciting page to do. Page 8 was beads and postage stamp dangle. So it should be a dangle with postage stamps, but you can, and you're supposed to use beads on the page. So I combined them, like I believe it was Louisa combined them. Actually, both of them, I think, combined them. I'm trying to remember now. But this is my page 8, and the animal of the day was the butterfly. And I am so excited about the butterfly, because let me pull this out. These were the butterfly. I didn't have any big butterflies, and I wanted big butterflies, and all I could find was this, which I picked up at the bins, of course. And when I got them home, I thought, oh, these are kind of cheesy, and I don't know if I would ever use them. I think I might have used them once in one of the pages in my journal, my junk journal, and just my glue book. I just glued one in probably. But they're a magnet, and it actually sticks. Let me see if you can see that. It actually sticks. It's a magnet, and it sticks to the refrigerator. And so I thought, okay, well, but I can't. She used the embossing. She used the embossing powders on her butterflies, and I thought, I can't use embossing powders because the heat will just shrivel up that butterfly. But it didn't. It didn't. I went ahead and I tried one, and look at the embossing powder on that. It didn't shrivel. It turned it up to make them look 3-dimensional. So day 8 was an exciting day for me, and I will tell you how I did it, because I just I have a embossing ink pad, and I just rubbed ink onto the wings, put the embossing powder on it, and then I did one color, and then I put a little embossing powder here and there, and it changed, added some a dimension of color there. Now the book was too fat to close when I had the big fat body on both sides. So I did cut out the body, a new body, and put them in. And on hindsight, I would probably have drawn in the little rings and this and that, but I didn't, and I did it in black. I used black paper, but then when I did my, I put some of this on, the glossy accents. When I did the glossy accents, it changed it from black to gray. So that's the only downside to that. But anyway, and then to make it Christmassy, I used evergreen stamps. So that's my nod to Christmas on that one. So this was day 8 of my December daily. So being that December daily is basically a Christmas book, I definitely wanted to include some sort of a reference to Christmas. But the purpose of this particular challenge is the dephemerember, combining December challenge. It's also a December daily. It's a December challenge where you make different kinds of ephemera, and that was definitely something. Listen, can you hear that? And I also used the glossy accents on the stamps, not very well. And I did use the smaller beads, and then I realized this one here had bigger beads. So it's still a little hard to close, but I'm living with it because I have a lot of books that have alligator mouth. So anyway, so that's day 8, and I'm very happy with day 8. Day 9, I knew I had to go simple. And I had to make it a little plainer. My nod to Christmas was using holly. This was collage fodder and junk mail. The collage fodder is sentiments, and I collaged this piece of junk mail, and that's an envelope with a window, and I used the dragonfly as the animal of the day because it was already printed and it looked perfect. I love the greens in it, and it just went really nice with day 9. So there's my day 9, and then this is a flip book, which I haven't, this is a pocket here, and I've just put a little something in the pocket, and it also has a side pocket. And I haven't decorated this. I'm waiting until after Christmas to maybe add some of my Christmas tags. So anyway, that's day 9. And then day 10, now that can use a little extra. I always have to do these little repairs. Sometimes if that doesn't hold, I will use the tacky glue. Okay, day 10. Day 10 was very fun to do. The prompts were leaves and an envelope. So I thought, well, okay, I haven't, because I was very happy with the Cricket in Times Square book, I wanted to at least leave one page with my book background. And so I just did a little bit of decoration there, and there's the number 10 for the day 10. I had a little tuck spot here, so I put a little thing in here. When you have an opportunity, take it. I happened to see that somewhere, and I thought, oh, I'm going to write that down. And then that's all the paper I had, and I grabbed that, which happened to match the paper here that I had already used. So these are the leaves, for the leaves right here. And the reason I put this here with a heavy key is because this book made the page bend right here. So I needed to do something, and I may even add something more up here, but that was enough to keep it basically from bending. So I was happy with that, and I used the key. I used a little ticket from Disneyland, which is a nice memory for me because when I was a child, we used to go to Disneyland every year. So I think it opened in 55 or 56, and the first trip to Disneyland was the next year. So anyway, so this is my envelope, and you had to put something heavy on it to keep it so it didn't open up. And so my nod to Christmas is the little snowman, is something heavy sitting on this. And of course my envelope is printed on, or I backed the picture inside with this leaf pattern. So this is how it goes, and I used, since I some of the things that I printed are a little fuzzy, so I did use photo paper, and I printed this little owl, and inside the owl envelope I have and I need a little tag to sit on here. Wisdom is knowing what to do next. Virtue is doing it. So I thought, oh, it's a little owl, so let's have a little quote about wisdom. So this is how the envelope opens up. And I have a cute little owl. And the owl is the animal of the day. So there we have it. We have an envelope, which is an unusual envelope and something new that I haven't made before, this kind of an envelope. And this was designed by LUISE. And I think she said it took her 12 hours to design it. And then all these little things fold in and tuck, and then you just close it, and you've got something heavy here, and it stays closed. So that's day 10, and that is so cute, and I just loved it. Day 11 was a bit of a struggle, and this is the day that this is the day that I did my 4th process video. And so I'm working right in the book, and it's a disaster, and I have now colored pages and all kinds of splatters here and there. I realize I have to keep going because I love this book. So never lose hope, and that's my theme for the day. But we had to make a big ticket, or a big tag, and that was my big tag, and I backed it with this plain, and I used, I remember this time to when you turn things over, when you turn things over and you use them, you want your picture to be on the right direction too. So instead of folding over a tag, I cut it and glued it. That's for those who haven't watched the video, which are legion. But I just put it up yesterday. So go and watch some of the videos so you can see how I know most of you know already how to do these backgrounds and to layer and layer and layer until you get things the way you like it. It was, my camera ran out after I had done the tag and the background. So this part I did without realizing I wasn't being filmed. But Toucan was the bird of the day, And I have yellow and red, and I have yellow and red in the toucan, or toucan. I always say toucan. I think it's toucan. So I should put this up. I can. By the way, those did come in 2 different sizes. So they kind of actually look nice on my little metal Christmas tree. So anyway, so there's a little flower and or leaf to suggest the toucan is in the jungle. And of course, all the background, I can almost hear the monkeys and the crickets and the jungle sounds. But again, the nod to Christmas is in the green and red and yellow. This is green, red, and yellow, green, red, and yellow, green, red and yellow, but no green on this one. And then, of course, my nod to Christmas again is Santa to remind me that this is December. And, and I also used that as a fabric background. And I like the oversized look. It does fit all the way in, but I like it to stick out. And I like seeing the whole Santa. So that was day 11. And day 11 is, of course, a day that is synonymous with trouble. According to numerology, be on the careful side on day 11 because day 11 suggests disaster, trouble, problems, and so roll with that. And I did. And I was happy with how the page turned out. So, day 12 is lace and a postcard. So, I didn't have any trouble really with my this is my Christmas. I had kind of leaned away. Well, I did have my Christmas thing here. But I kind of missed several days using my ephemera from the book that I wanted to use up this Christmas. So so I used the postcard that they had here, and I made it. I don't know if that shows. I made it a postcard, place stamp here, and these are 2 postcards here, and I have a little pocket with a place to journal, and I can journal on the postcard as well. Ooh, you know what? That might be kind of cute to have it just tuck in that way. And then if you're sending postcards, you're obviously traveling and you're a tourist. So I did add a camera, and there's a postcard on this this piece of vellum that I used here. And if you peek down through there, you can actually see one of the illustrations from the book, because my paper only came just to that far. This is the paper from the magazines, but I did stamp postcards in gold over here, and these are stamps from my book, or my ephemera book. And this also, it's a Make-A-Wish, and because day 12 is my son's birthday, I thought this was very appropriate, because we celebrated his birthday, and he didn't have candles to blow out, but he had we did sing happy birthday. And this is my lace, and I use this gold to complement the gold stamping here. And then I ended up making this book, and I was able to use this gold tag here, because ribbon that I've been dying to use, but everything else has been pretty vintage looking, and this was pretty bright. So anyway, it worked out well for this page. I know that eventually I'm going to be able to use the things I want to use. And then I did some journaling on that about my son's birthday. And again, and then I had this. These are like little flyer stamps that you that you can put in books to mark your place or whatever. And I thought, oh, that's cute. I'll just antique that up because, of course, it wasn't. It was all bright. I'm gonna put this here like that, so that shows a little bit better too. So anyway, and then this also comes out of this. These are little pockets. This is glued down and the pocket's glued down. And this, of course, had a vintage box camera and some directions. North, south, west, and east. Should be north, south, east, and west. But anyway, so that's always good because I do tend to get lost sometimes. And so I did like this Make-A-Wish. Anyway, everything all just kind of worked together, and I was very happy with day 12. And I cannot wait to show you day 13, but that's going to be saved for the next flip through because I've done day 13. And then today, I'm going to do day 14 and 15. And then tomorrow, 16 and 17, and then I'll be all caught up. And then I'm going to try and do 2 pages every day so that I'll be done early, and I can, because I'm leaving on the 24th for my Christmas visit to my daughter. And so I want to have everything done and my video made before I leave, and then I will launch it on Christmas Day for you. That's my plan. So hopefully we'll see it. And I still have I still haven't had a chance to use my beautiful pieces here, but I was going to use one of these on the owl. I was going to use one of these on my owl, and I had it all ready, and I had to weight it down because these are a little heavy, but they're not heavy enough. So I had it weighted down with a very heavy coin. And when it came time to finish up the page and do it, I could not find it. It was buried under a mountain of what desks look like after you've been working and working and working. So I haven't used it yet, but anyway, I've got several of these to use, and I definitely want to use that one in this book. So that is coming. And I don't know how long this is, so I may stop here. But if this is a very short video, before I leave you, I'm gonna make sure I put this back in here, because this is another thing. I did this because I watched somebody else's dephemerember, and she had made a little booklet from this page and tucked it in. And I thought, oh my gosh, every day I'm hunting for the page I printed out. So so I thought that was great. So I used it for my loaded, actually I want to kind of keep it out there because I do love that little kitten. And of course these have, 10 or 12 little things that they've used over and over in different ways. They have them on tags, they have them on circles, they have them on a big page. So you'll see different things multiple times. I've done the kitten. I did the kitten on page 2. So you'll see some of these things multiple times, but I don't care because I just love them. I just love them. And so that's where I'm at so far, and I'm very excited. And I'm going to say goodbye, but I do have my Christmas junk journal to show you. I have been also working in this too, and I'm going to show you. I have to show you. I can't stand it. I have to show you. This is how the cover of that turned out. And I added these little bells because I had this bell, and oh my goodness, it looks so cute. And I thought, well, you can't put it on a bookshelf anyway. You probably could have with just these, but you can't put this in a bookshelf, so I might as well be hung for a sheep as a lamb. So I doubled up on my ephemera that sits on the outside, And I have my angel, and I have my my raggedy stuff, and these great bells that were in my basket of goodies that that are really too bulky for journaling. But I keep picking things up like this at the bins. Oh, did I tell you? I picked up, I finally have one of these. I picked that up at the bins, and I got to thinking, I bet I probably should. I've used it actually a couple times, but maybe I should clean the rust off of that to make it a good poker and not damage pages. But so far, I'm really happy with all my goodies in there. I'm gonna go through this one day with you. That's coming up. I have lots of fun things in there to show you. But I have been working on this a little bit. This I haven't done anything with. This I haven't done anything with. Maybe I haven't done as much as I thought. I have done some stuff in here. I've been mostly working on my other journal. Oh, I did add this, and I think I added the All Is Calm. But this little snowman I saw in the bins just the other day, and look, it's got a real tiny little bell. So this is my bells. Oh, and I did add this. This is just so funny. And this little snowman on the inside, and there was a little joke I was thinking about when I put that in there. But anyway, I thought that was very ugly, and when you open it up, there it is, a little Christmassy thing. And then this, I have this lady laughing, and she was just sitting there, and she was floating. You know how you do? You just kind of tear it off, and she's floating. And I knew I needed to put something in front of her to make it look like she's coming up from behind something, like she's a real person. And so I just grabbed this, and I was gluing it on, and I realized it's a custom declaration. And so I'm laughing because how many people lie on these things? Because they really don't ever open those up. They probably do spot check them, but how many people lie? So, of course, mine did come with paper goods because, people who are deceitful might put paper goods on there, and really inside of it is some sort of a contraband item. So anyway, I just thought that was just funny. That was a great thing to put underneath how she's just laughing hilariously, because she's the deceitful kind of person that has sent something and put in the customs declaration something that really wasn't a customs declaration. Okay. Was that a long enough explanation? And this I still have to work on and do something here. But I do want to add this. I said it in this page. This is specially handmade by Edith. And I found this in the bottom of the bins because I'm a bottom surfer. I like to move all the big stuff out there and see what has sifted down to the bottom. And because I like little stuff. And so anyway, so that's going to go in here somewhere. I'm going to antique that up a little bit. And I think I added the postage stamp. I haven't done a whole lot here. Did I add this? I don't know. But anyway, gosh, I thought I had done more. I guess I had really done more to the cover. Oh, I had something in here and I changed it. I worked on this page here. This is another thing I found at the bins, and I grabbed it. I found the little, I love the little charm, and the buttons are really nothing special. There's some sparkle on that, which is kind of a nod to a sparkly Christmas. And I added, this is another piece that, of course, was found at the bottom of the bins. And I put these in just to give a little bling to it. Just a little fun. I just love this. This was glued to something else, and I ripped it right off. Because, as you know, with the bins, everything, when they wheel those bins out, those bins are being dumped into trucks and taken off to the incinerator. So you can tear up anything, you can take part of things, you can, you know, whatever you want out of the bins, you take. So that's what I did. I only wanted this part of it, since you buy things by the weight. I only wanted that part of it, and I took that. And then I made this, just because it's blue, where, let me use this here to show you, where you can slide something underneath, something flexible. And I glued it in the middle too, so there's two spots, so whatever you slid in the top won't slide all the way down to the bottom. So so that's that. And oh, I had something special for this. Oh, I know what it was. I thought about doing this. It's a little chunky, but I thought she really matched. She kind of matched in there. And that little girl, and there's a little bed. And I thought, I think I'm going to stick her in there. But she was a little chunky, and I think part of it was this. And so that almost doubles the, so I think I'm going to undo that and just glue it. But look at that. It's, she's just as cute as can be, and I think she'd be very cute in here. I'll antique her up a little bit, so she'll be put in there. And did I do these? I think I've done these. I think I added that, and I added a little doggy there, and this card. This card I actually made 2 summers ago, and it's been kicking around. Haven't done anything with it. I went with my friend we met up in Urbana at the library, and they had sewing machines that you could use. At the time, I didn't have a sewing machine, and truthfully, I have one now, but I'm not using it because it's so hard for me to thread. But I'm going to make sure I have a nice bright light and threading, and I'm just gonna, right now I'm too busy, but in January and February, when I have so much time on my hands, I'm going to learn to use that sewing machine and learn how to thread it without having to look it up every time. And then of course my page here, if you haven't seen this, this was one of my favorite pages, with the old paintbrush that I was going to toss out, and I thought, no, I'll use it in a journal. And then again, another one of those little pages where you could tuck things under, like that, and that. So this is way too long. I'm sorry. This is a way too long of a video, but it's a flip through of the 2 Christmas journals that I'm working on. And I am also gluing, and that's going to be another whole journal, because that's going to be another whole video. I notice that sometimes I use the wrong word. Like in one of my yesterday's video, I kept saying stamping instead of a stamp pad. But look at this, and I don't think that you have seen this forever. So I'm definitely going to have a glue session, and I'm going to do that, and I'm going to have that before Christmas. So that's where we are. I found this journal here the other day, last night, and I was playing around in it. It was filled with all kinds of ribbons coming out here, and it was just too busy for me, and it was already so alligator mouthed that I knew I couldn't put anything in it. So I had to take out all the ephemera, and then I felt like I was pretty happy with it. And I made some adjustments to some of the pages that were too thick. And so this one I'm getting ready to use for spring. My friend Christina, who does not have time to watch videos anymore because she's so busy caring for her mother and working and so forth. But she had started a little business, for extra money. So she was on Etsy, and she had this journal in here, and so I bought the journal, and then I bought some journaling cards. And they're very basic and very plain, which is, well, she had all kinds of stuff in here. but everything in there is, all the ephemera was very basic and very plain, so that I can doctor it up how I like it. So anyway, so that was fun. I've been working on that, and that's a preview of spring. But I spotted it last night sitting up there, and I thought, what is that? What is that? I don't remember that journal, because it looked like a finished one because it was so wide. I mean, it was like this. And I thought, well, that where did that come from? Which one is that? And I pulled it down and realized, oh my goodness. So it's got 4 signatures in it. So, and even with 4, I might, the way I work, and I put so much stuff in there, I might even have to take 2 of them out and make a new journal out of those 2, because two signatures filled with stuff would probably make this pretty wide, at least about at this point. So anyway, I can't stop talking to you guys. I've missed you, and I think about all of you all the time I'm working. I just think, oh, I can't wait to show them this. I can't wait to show them that. So if you haven't subscribed, come back and subscribe. I now have 6 to go. Yesterday I had 5. I apparently lost a subscriber, but that happens all the time. You fluctuate constantly, but I've been stuck at around 90, 1790 something, and I want to get over 18 before, I think I said yesterday before Christmas. I think before New Year's is what my real goal is, before New Year's. And it's only 5 subscribers. But I fluctuate so much because at the very beginning, that was, 5 years ago almost. I think it was 5, it'll be 5 years. Let's see, it was 2016, 2015. It was, it was 2016. No, it was 2015. No, it was 2016. It was 2016. I'm arguing with myself. It was definitely 2016 in May. And so 2016, 2017, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. Oh my gosh. So anyway, it's been 7 years. 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 20. It's been 6 years. It's been 6 years, and I was just happy with 100 subscribers. And I just so enjoy that. But those first few subscribers, I'm sure, have moved on. And of course, I had a lot of people helping me to bump up over 1,000, and I'm sure some of those have, they drop out. And I've had to drop out of some of those, just that because once you're monetized, you're good. So and it's not like I make any money. But every once in a while I get a little check from YouTube, and that's always fun when you're on a fixed income. So so that's fun, although I'm no longer really on a fixed income because I've been doing eBay, and I have made enough on eBay to pay for all my Christmas shopping this year. So hooray for that. And the best thing about it, and the only reason I'm doing it, is because I get to shop at the bins, and I keep moving stuff. I keep moving, I should probably put something here. Oh, I brought these out. These actually go on my mantle, and part of my Christmas thing. So anyway, these, I'm really having fun with that, and I'm also doing the, I just signed up for Whatnot. Tell me in the comments if you know about Whatnot and what it is. It's an online auction thing. It's only been around 2 years, but they exploded last year. So they everybody discovered them last year. The first year was very slow. Last year they blew up like 2,000%. And so anyway, I thought I might go into that, because that way you can put stuff out and you can talk about what you're selling instead of just having to write it all out And you know how sometimes when there's no inflection in your voice or whatever when you're writing about something, you have to be so careful not to misrepresent anything. This way I can hold it and talk about it and show you. And I have so many journals and books and antique things and craft supplies and things like that that I had to eliminate just to make room in my craft room for more. For newer things that I'm using and newer things that I'm doing. But there are a lot of people that haven't done some of the things that I have, or I just keep buying it because I don't want it to go off into the incinerator. So anyway, that's where I'm at. So that's probably going to come in the new year. I'm all set up. I can go live right now and sell stuff, but I don't really have the time to ship it all. So you have to ship within 2 days. So that's why I'm going to wait until January to get started. I signed up thinking it was going to be a long process. They told me it was going to be a long process, but I think they looked at my eBay page and realized I've been on eBay since '97. And I have almost 20,000 items sold. So I think they said, "Oh yeah, she'll be okay. She'll be." And I do have a YouTube channel. They screen you out, and you have to answer a bunch of questions. So anyway, I think I got accepted really quickly, much quicker than I wanted. So I'll link you to the lady that I watch. She's called her channel's called Bolo Buddies, and it's like. Be on the lookout without the. Bolo, be on lookout for these items that sell really well. And of course I never find those because I'm in the bins. But I actually have run across a couple of them, and they weren't quite the right ones, but I still have a lot of fun with it, and I'm going to be very excited about doing this online auction where I can tell you about everything. Like, for example, let me just practice. You guys can be my guinea pig. Let me practice with this, and I can say, oh, I have this box of goodies. Now, I'm not selling this box of goodies, but I have this box of goodies for sale, and it has all kinds of little ephemera in here, and I'm just selling it as is. Whatever's in here is in here. I won't be adding anything to it, but I have just all kinds of little goodies, and if you kind of peek through, there's like a tiny, a lot of times you need these little tiny screwdrivers, and I have brads, and I have little clothespins, and I have these little tag here from where the scavenger hunt game. The name escapes me right at the moment. Clips, pins. I have all kinds of little things in this box. This box weighs 12 ounces or 2 pounds. This box weighs 2 pounds, and so the shipping will be such and such. And these are the nice jewels that I used to use a lot in journaling, but I don't use them so much anymore. Buttons, big jewels. Here's some more of the pins. I bought all those pins. They were actually quite pricey when I bought them. They may not be so much anymore. But anyway, so this box, I'm going to start the auction right now. Remember, I'm practicing. I'm going to start the auction right now, and then I push a button, and it goes for 15 seconds. And everybody who's watching can bid, and the bid goes up $1 every time. I'm going to start this auction at $5, and then they bid. And if there's only 2 people in there, they might bid against each other, or one might bid and the other one doesn't want it, and they get it for $5. So you kind of have to kind of price it as, you know, how many people you have in there. But yeah, you can show things, whereas it would be way too hard to write all this out in an eBay auction. And then people might say, well, I thought that there was more in there than there was, or something like that. And I could actually dump it out, put it all back in there, spread it out. Anyway, that's how that works. It's an online auction, and then everything goes out within 2 days, and you have to pay immediately. So that's the story of my next little adventure. So this winter I will be doing online auctions, and I will be doing my glue books. I'll be doing the scavenger hunt that comes around every year. This year, the December, I did the Advent. Last year I did an Advent where I just pasted in a little picture every day, and that was fun. But Journal with Dolly didn't do that this year because she is swamped and she's very busy. Life changes. So if you see something you like, don't put it off till next year or next year to do that. Do it now. Do things now as you hear about them, as you want to. So I'm going to stop talking because I just can't believe I'm motor mouth today. Hopefully you guys will watch this. I still have some people left here who are listening, and while they work or while they do things, because I didn't have anything to show you this last 20 minutes. But I'm going to say goodbye. Goodbye. Have a good day.